So I'm very interested in empathy. My next book is about empathy. I want to be against it. Cognitive science describes, usually when talk about empathy, they break it into two parts. One is cognitive empathy, and cognitive empathy is the capacity to understand what's going on in someone else's head, to know whether somebody's angry at you, to know what they're worrying about, to know what matters to them. And cognitive empathy, I think, is very important. It's important in our everyday life. It's important for policies. It's not either good or bad. It's just information about other people. But then there's emotional empathy, which is I not only understand what's going on in your head, but I feel it. I feel your pain. I feel your humiliation. I feel your anger. I feel your sadness. And that influences me. And people talk all the time about the importance of emotional empathy in making us good people. And I don't doubt that at all. If I see somebody screaming in pain, I feel that pain. And I'm motivated to help them. And that has to be a good thing. But I think the problem of emotional empathy is that it's always sort of one person at a time. And in a bigger world where we have to make policy decisions, this focus on an individual leads us to behaviors that are immoral. It leads us to governments that care more about a baby stuck in a well than they do about global warming or climate change. It comes into areas, to a situation where people will go to war because they feel empathy for the suffering of a few, even if their war leads to the suffering of many. It leads to policies that make the world worse and not better, policies that, again, are triggered by empathy for a single person. So I think from sort of normative, moral point of view, what one would want to do is nurture our cognitive empathy, understand the way the world is. But when it comes to making moral decisions, don't get too swayed by the pain or suffering or happiness of a single individual, but instead do it in a more rational, numerical sort of way.